Thanksgiving, Ninja Speedi Magic Bullet by way of food processor not working. Let's get into it. Let's see how this turns out. Catch you on the other side. My friends and I were having a Friendsgiving and I decided to make a sweet potato pie. I got the recipe from Sweet Potato Vegan or Sweet Potato Soul. I'll have that link down below, but these are all the ingredients and I thought, how can I make my life easier, especially with these sweet potatoes? I'm gonna use my Ninja Speedi, and so here's what I did. First, I gave the sweet potatoes a really good wash to make sure I got off any excess dirt, so they were nice and clean. And then I went ahead and poked some holes so that they'd be able to vent while in the Ninja Speedi. I looked up what the whole potatoes length of time was because even though they're sweet potatoes, they weren't cut up, so I wanted to go by that. So I set my timer and set the length, which was only about 12 minutes, and I put some water in, and then I went ahead and put in the sweet potatoes. Naturally, because I always forget something, I realized I wanted to put some olive oil on the outside of the potatoes, so I just poured some in my hand and put some on there before actually starting the Ninja Speedi. Which, by the way, if you want to see a full demo of all of this with the Ninja Speedi, you can check out one of my other videos. I have it linked down below. In the meantime, I had some butternut squash, which is going to be the binding ingredient, and I just microwaved that. And then I started to set aside my pies, which I just bought those from the grocery store. And then I started to put together my seasoning with some little bowls to just kind of have everything set out so that when the potatoes were ready, I could just easily move on to blending it in my food processor. Did a quick check-in of the potatoes around the 5-minute mark, and they were doing pretty well, so I just let it continue. I did poke holes to see how much it had been cooked thoroughly, and I'd say 3 out of the 4 of them were actually already pretty soft. Here's how they looked at the end. They did get a little bit messy, but all of this washed out super easily, so don't worry about that. But they were exactly smooth on the inside and creamy texture, which was perfect for what I wanted. And here's what it looks like. Very easy to break apart. And then naturally, my food processor would not work. I've had this food processor for years, and I will be honest, maybe I haven't used it so much, but I plugged it into every outlet and it just would not work. But my blender worked, and so I had to think fast because I was not about to waste this food. And so Magic Bullet, let's see if you'll come to the rescue. This is me just kind of flying by night. I swear this always happens to me, but I had to figure out how I was going to make this sweet potato pie with my Magic Bullet, which, as you can see, this thing is really small, but I just did what I could. I added some of the ingredients here and there and just kind of, made it up myself. Watching this back, I definitely should have just done 1 cup of sweet potatoes at a time, but I don't know. I was just lost, and this is what happens when I make decisions on the fly. But it definitely got really, really hectic. So here's me trying to stuff everything inside when really I should have just done a little at a time. It's so incredibly obvious, but when you add more dry ingredients, you obviously have to add more liquid. I did not realize that in the moment, and so here's where I started to get stuck, where half of it was mixed and the other half was not. So then I added more liquid. I took out half of the mixture to make more space, and then I think my blender just started to get really tired, but we pushed through. Once I was able to get a good consistency with this first batch, I knew that obviously this was possible, so I kept going. I reloaded everything back in and all the rest of the ingredients, and I had to do a little shaking, a little remixing and all of that, but I was able to get the second half done so that I could then put this in the oven. 50 minutes later, and it came out looking really, really good. I ended up cooling it down, then putting it in the fridge for overnight, and here's what it looked like the next day. Pretty happy about it. This little bag is so awesome. Highly recommend it. I just bought this today. Wasn't thinking too much about it, but realized I needed something to transport. It would be kind of nice if it was a bag that you could like put over your shoulder. That would be easier. But I was able to go on the subway to Brooklyn with this, so got everything transported. Some random pampas grass because we've got to make this place look really cute, but I gotta hairspray it first. This is what I have left. Yes, I don't know how to cut a pie. That's fine. But we all had a slice and it actually came out pretty well. I'm gonna eat this. And also, like, as you can see, the Velcro could be moved down or back. I just like put this in real quick. So I'm gonna wipe this out and store this up for later, but wow. Did not think I would even be chit-chatting about this, but this is really awesome. And it was only like $12 with my discount, which is amazing. Here it is. If you didn't see my recent YouTube short, I'm finally announcing my 2023 planners. So this is the hardcover and this is the soft cover. Oh my gosh. They both have the same interior, but I'll go through both of them just so you can see how they look like. So you got the 2023. It's 6x9, so I have a weekly calendar and then it goes into a 2-page monthly. Definitely enough space to write. You've got some holidays on it as well. Then it goes into all the weekly dates, and on each side you've got a weekly intention, some notes, a to-do list, and then you've got all of your dates set out. And then once you get to the end of the month, all my budget friends will be so happy to see this, but you have a budget overview. Oh my gosh, I'm super excited for this. It's got the month here. You list your income, bills, utilities, insurance, debt, groceries, etc., etc., etc. I did shopping and transportation by week because that might be easier, donations, and then at the bottom we've got a tally to keep you accountable. So you've got your total income, spend, savings, and investment. And then over here, of course, we don't leave out our family and friends. We've got birthdays and anniversaries and some lasting notes here. And then it goes into the next month and wash, rinse, repeat. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I've got some little quotes throughout to just kind of keep reminding you of the journey that you're on and where you can go. And once you get to the end, of course, we have a little recap of the year if you want to keep some best memories. So that is what it looks like. Here's my little logo on the back. And that is your 6x9 monthly planner. They're both a soft matte cover. And then the hardcover one is just, you know, a little bit more sturdier, but same deal on the inside, same spacing, everything. Every single date is on here. And I've got some holidays on here as well, like I mentioned, and just, of course, that budget overview. I'm so excited to use this for sure, just to kind of keep track. So if you are someone that is ready to get your life in order, you can definitely start for 2023, and I've got tons of options for you. I'm going to be coming out with more colors. So here is the sage green so far. I've also got a pink color. I'm going to be coming out with a black color. Keep checking back and following that Amazon page to see what other things I have up my sleeve. And if you're curious of some other styles that I have, this was the first one that I made that says, "I trust the moves I make." And I actually have all of the sketchings for what I wanted to do with this pretty much lined out in here, which is wild to see. And then this is another one that says "Keep Moving Forward." It is another 6x9. It's soft cover, and on the inside are just some blank pages for reflection and anything that you need it for. So these are all available. I'll have the links, of course, down below. But yes, I am over the moon excited. I think this is an awesome holiday gift, so get yours now. I'm very happy now to be able to pass it on and share it with you. For actual Thanksgiving, I'm making a cornbread recipe. I found this on I Can You Can Vegan. I'll have the links down below. Very straightforward. There should be no issues. I'm definitely paying attention the whole time. But yeah, it was pretty easy to add the dry ingredients in. And then I added in the wet ingredients, which basically included like melted butter and then some non-dairy milk. So I just scooped out the butter and then microwaved it for a hot second to get it melted. And I also greased the pan because I don't want it sticking in there. super easy to make, and then I just checked to make sure the inside was cooked by using a toothpick. And then naturally there was always something I forget, but I forgot I bought this cool shot glass that has measurements on the side so that I could use it for some of my liquids. Guess I'll have to just try that next time. Here is the vegan side of the Thanksgiving. It went off really, really well. Everything was delicious, and the cornbread just fitting right in there. It was so good with some butter or some jam or even some gravy. Highly recommend it. And y'all know I always come back with something whenever I go home. So I've got a new Ninja blender coming up. I can't wait to try this out. It is bigger and badder than my little Magic Bullet. Definitely would have been great for that sweet potato recipe, but here we are. Anyways, that is my video. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. Try out some of these recipes. If I made it through, you can too. And I will see you in the next one.